Just waiting for people to get in. Feel free to chat if you wish. Hey, how you doing? It's all good. Everything's good. Not much. Not really. Nothing much. Just being bored. That's all. Trying to think of ones that I already know. Let's think. Uh, hmm. I'm blanking out. I can't think. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not good at questions like those. This dang computer does not want to charge. There we go. The charger for my computer. The heck? Yeah, cats count. Well, it depends on the individual cat. Wouldn't necessarily say all cats. I mean, this charger for my computer is terrible. I need a new one. I keep breaking them all. It's to the point where you plug in the charger and it doesn't want to stay charged, or it keeps flickering and beeping. It's so annoying. It's just gonna keep. Well, there it goes. It does not want to charge. It just refuses to charge. Maybe if I... Come on. This is so infuriating. Why does it have to be like this? No. Alright, it's charging. On. I think we got it. Oh my god, shut up. Give me a heart attack. My battery's dying. No, we can wait it out. It's 15%. I am not a prepared person, if you couldn't tell. Checking my notifications in DA to see if anyone sees the status update I put out. I find that instead of announcing things in a status update on DA, more people are likely to see a deviation than a status update. I might put out a deviation or a piece of literature stating that I'm live. That's what I'll do. My space button doesn't work right. Huh. Well, didn't I already tell you about that? Didn't we already have that discussion? I mean, you'd probably just be easier to build the T1000. That would be a better example. Yeah. Alright, I have submitted the literature on DA, so hopefully people will see it. I don't know how it will affect people on the other side of the world, because here it is currently 8 o'clock p.m. So on the other side of the world, it'll probably be 8 o'clock a.m. So I don't know how this will affect people. A creature that can change its size like Ant-Man. Let's see. Pretty sure there's animals in existence that can change their size. Not to the extent of Ant-Man, but let me do a little bit of research. Well, actually, going based off the top of my head, we can deduce that an animal like that would probably be highly unlikely to ever exist. Because you gotta think about, factors like gravity and, because the bigger an organism gets, the harder it would be for the heart to pump blood through the system and just for it to be able to stand in general. Because, big animals, you probably know how that is. And I read somewhere that the smaller, let's say a mammal like a human, if a human were to shrink down to the size of like an ant, realistically, I forget exactly how it works, but I read somewhere that if you were that small, you would freeze to death because uh, something like that. I forget, but I know you would freeze to death if you were that small. Let's see. Let's look up here. Um, yeah. So let's say a human or a cat, for example, if it were to grow big or small like Ant Man, it not logically, but biologically, it really wouldn't be possible due to limits of their biology. It's just the body couldn't handle it. It says here the concept of a creature changing its size at will challenges the laws of physics as we understand them, particularly the square cube law, which describes the relationship between the volume and surface area as a shape scales in size. This law implies that if an organism were to change its size dramatically, its mass and volume would not scale proportionally, leading to various biological and physical complications. Yeah, there's your answer. But if there were an animal to do that, it would have to go against a lot of laws of physics, which there is currently no known animal or literally anything in existence that can do that. So, it's good for speculative evolution or something like that. Getting a ton of notifications on my phone. I have no idea what they are because I cannot see them. There's two people on the stream right now. I think I have an idea who the second person is. I honestly don't expect any more than two people to join. It's just how life is. Any questions or anything you guys want to say? I'm more than welcome to. People are so stupid. It's not even a guy. It's like so terrible. It's like has human feet. Like why? Sorry, I'm looking at an AI generated image made by a scammer on Facebook. People just fall for it. It's terrible. It's dumb. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I didn't put the link to the live stream in the literature piece. What I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna wanna go here. I'm gonna go. That's not where I wanna go. Okay. I've just upped. Nope. I'll put the link here. Just in Alright, it's updated, so the link should be there. What is wrong with this thing? Why ain't it working? It's that time of the day where signal strength ain't too good. There we go, now it's working. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I was gonna notify you, but I guess you beat me to it. How did you see the... Must have saw it on DeviantArt. Alright, so you're the other person in the stream. So if you all are just joining, welcome, welcome. Feel free to chat if you want. Ask questions, I'm here to answer them. Yeah, I've heard your voice before on, was it Facebook? Yep. That's one of the reasons I'm doing these live streams, so people can hear what I sound like. Do I sound like what you thought I sounded like? Alright. Let's check Discord real quick. What time in your country? It's 7:49 on my country, actually. Well, it's 8:50 p.m. here. So is it 7 in the morning where you're at, or 7 at night? I want to say 7 in the morning. You're in Thailand, right? So, what time is it? Thailand. Okay, so I don't have to look that up now. So, in the morning, yeah. So you just woke up. I'm about to go to bed. not now, but my phone has a low battery, so I guess whenever it dies, I'll probably head to bed then. My foot's falling asleep. Oh, pull that up and didn't even check it. He hasn't been online in a while. Hey, how are you? That's good. Are you coming from DeviantArt? Or were you scrolling through YouTube and you found me? DA? Alright. Who are you on DA? Alright. I understand. Let's put it this way. Did I send you a message? Or did you just happen to see the link? You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Link? Alright, so I have no clue who you are. Which is fine. Which is fine. So you're not the person I was thinking of. Well, feel free to ask questions or chat. It looks like you're the only one in the stream right now. Oh, there's 3 people on here now. That's good. If you're just joining, feel free to ask any questions or talk or whatever. I'm here to answer any questions. Oops, 2 people now. My favorite monster, out of the ones that I've created or ones out there in the media or like movies or something like that. Media, so let's see. Well, it would have to be probably a category in the movie monsters. Um, well, I don't really draw any specific creature from any media. Let me see. Let's go to my gallery. I'm not good at thinking of stuff off the top of my head, so I'll just look to see which ones I've drawn the most. And then I can give you an answer. Well, I can tell you that my favorite creatures or monsters that I do like to draw from the media are the very obscure ones. So your creatures like the Tunnel Stalker from the Tunnel 2011 would be a good example. Um, Things like the Gormel from The Host 2006 is another good example. Things like the shark from the movie The Shallows 2016. That's another obscure one. I don't tend to draw a lot of sharks, but that may change. So pretty much your very obscure ones. I do like to draw the MonsterVerse type creatures. That's when I can. That involves a lot of detail because I do draw other people's MonsterVerse art with their permission, of course. But I scour the internet for a lot of references or image references. References such as well, for movie monsters, I scour the internet for as much concept art of specific creatures that I can find. Or I use other people's art for reference, and if I'm going to draw the exact image, then I would ask them if it's okay with their permission, if I give them credit, and if that's alright, then I do. Eat a Lot, that user on DeviantArt does a lot of MonsterVerse art. I have asked him through Facebook. Of course, he's not on Facebook anymore that I know of, but I asked him personally through Facebook if I could draw his MonsterVerse art with his permission, and he said yes as long as I give credit. So I have been accused. I have been accused for stealing those artworks, but I have not, and I have stated that I have his permission. But there are references like let's say, let me see, like the Wendigo from Antlers, from the movie Antlers. There's quite a few concept art online that you could find. um, King Kong 2005. You can find a whole ton of concept art for that. And then a lot of the times the concept art is not in lines with realism or they're not realistically portrayed. I kind of tweak it and make it more semi-realistic to make it more visually appealing. Like the Vastatosaurus skull that I did, it the from my knowledge, just how I see it, the teeth on the skull weren't kind of portrayed right, so I kind of made it more realistic by having them lined straight instead of all over the place like it's portrayed in the film. The Vastatosaurus that I did, I made it look more like a T-Rex, and I made it slightly bigger, the arms slightly shorter. He's a little chunky, but that's visually more appealing. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell that it's really the Vastatosaurus unless you look at the skull, the scrunched up skull, and then you can really tell. And then for the Venatosaurus from King Kong, I used a reference image of a Deinonychus online. I can't remember what the image was. Some random stock image, I think. And I added feathers onto it, so it looks more, realistic in a way. Of course, it already had lips, I think, but thanks. Those of you that are here from DA, I do have art in the works. I can give a sneak peek as to what I'm working on. Can't really show you my room right now because it's a wreck, but I'll just grab what's available. Whenever I get done drawing, the paper gets destroyed because my room's a mess. Oh, the views just spiked up. There's a bunch of dots on this paper. You can't really see them. Oh, there you can. You can see them. That's concept for Verse World, my world building project. I would probably scan these and then invert the colors so that the dots are white and the background's black. It's more or less a space image. And then I got this one I just made today of the multi-universal gateway, another concept for Verse World. It's the big orbital ring around Arden. And I drew the circle for the Earth. For comparison, let me get this picture, I dropped it. And then I did a more in-depth picture of the part that creates the wormholes. Thanks. But really, that's all that I have new in plan. I do have one piece of art that I have scanned, but I started editing it and erasing all the marks and stuff, but I haven't finished that yet. It's literally the first illustrated piece, like pencil drawing, in my gallery. So if you go all the way back to the very first deviations that I posted, you'll find it. It's the refracted deer. It's an old one, but I'm redoing it. I redid it, so it'll be updated. Um, I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I have excuse me. I have been going back to old art that I had that has the logo on it, the watermark, and I found a way to take that out without redoing the image completely. And yeah, so I've been taking out the watermark, and some of them I do plan to redo because they are old and they're in they're in pen. So I want to kind of make it more up to date with what I have now. I removed the watermarks. Um, hmm. Well, some of them. Oh, I can. I guess I can delve into this story. Some of them. So a while back, I got in an argument, sort of, with another more professional, more popular artist on DA. I'm not going to state names because I just don't want to state names. Um, because I drew one of her illustrations without giving credit. I mean, I gave credit, but I didn't ask for their permission. Now, this was back when I would draw other people's art from DA and give credit, but not ask their permission to do so, which at the time I had no issue with. But as I developed more in the art community, I realized that was a mistake. So, after that argument, I decided to delete a lot of art that had that I had posted without permission, and a lot of them had the watermark on it. There are still some that have watermarks on them that are still up that I need to take down. Can't remember which. I have over 1,000 illustrations posted, so it's kind of hard to keep track of which is which. Um, and so I thought, where was I going with this? Hold on. Let me go to my gallery real quick so I can get a better understanding of what I'm trying to say. Um, well, frankly, the watermark was an old thing I used to do. Um, what happened to my connection? Internet's out. Hold on. The watermark, to me, it doesn't really look too good. It kind of takes away from a lot of the visual aspects. Um, of course, and the watermark was when I used to do it in pen. It just looks messy in my opinion. So I'm taking out the watermarks. And there are still some that I would rather take down entirely because I can't connect to the internet. It's loading. Hold on. Are there still some that I need to take down? Let me see. Frankly, it just looks better without the watermark, in my opinion. Um, hmm. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I heard or was told somewhere that I think by my grandmother, she was an artist, but I think either that artist that I had an argument with or my grandmother told me that when you put a watermark on your illustrations, it's basically branding it as your own, something like that. And so I realized that the ones that I have drawn, other people's art that I've drawn without their permission, but I have given credit for, I had a watermark on it. Basically, that was branding the image as my own, even though it wasn't my own. So that's why I needed to delete some of them. And on top of that, now I see that the watermark just kind of looks messy. And I do still have some art that is up. Yeah, I still do have some art that is up that is other people's art that I have drawn. Uh, I think, yeah, art by JRC. His art. He has allowed me to redraw his art and post it with credit. There are some of his artwork that I've drawn that does have a watermark on it, and I need to get those off. I don't want to delete the image, but I want to take the watermark off so that it's not branding it as my own, because that would cause trouble. Um, yeah, so there's not very that those are the only ones that I can think of that need fixed. And that would be in the you can find those artworks in the crap. Where is it? It's the where is it? Where is it? Paleo art in the paleo art folder. The because mainly my paleo art folder is mostly comprises art by JRC's artwork. I like his artwork because it's probably the most accurate depictions of prehistoric animals and wildlife that you could possibly find, in my opinion. So examples such as the Archelon that I drew has a watermark on it. Has the old signature on it and the old copyright thing on it. That needs to be taken care of. This one, the Calamites drawing, that needs to be taken down. I don't know how that evaded me for so long. The Lufengosaurus and the Compsognathus and the Yananosaurus drawings, the watermark has to be removed and the signature has to be taken out of it. There's ones need to be altered. The Spinosaurus 1970s depiction, that needs to have the watermark removed because that's by Mario Lanzas. He has given me permission to draw that one. The Spinosaurus 1910 illustration is by Dragon Thunders. He has given me permission to draw that one. The watermark on that needs to be removed. And that's about the Unanosaurus, Compsognathus, and Lufengosaurus illustrations. Are by CC or Purple. These people are all on DeviantArt. The watermarks on theirs need to be removed. I have permission from them. The one that I have, which is old, the Chonkus one, watermark on that has to be removed because that's also by CC or Purple, but it was tweaked by me to make it more bigger, chunkier, as I called it back then. That was 2021. Yeah, the watermark needs to be removed off of that. Signature needs to be removed off of that. So yeah, there's still quite a few. The Tyrannosaurus, also by CC or Purple, and has to have the watermark removed off of that. That's an old one. I've taken that out of the gallery though. Some of the ones that I don't want people to see, I take away from the featured gallery. So it's so far back in the gallery that I'm sure people would hardly figure out on finding. But let me see what else needs to be taken out. There's like I have over 1,000 illustrations. I have 1,569 illustrations or deviations here on my profile. A lot of them I plan on either redoing or editing, taking out watermarks or just, spiffing it up a little bit. Some of them are in pen, but like old pen. So that was when I was just starting to do it in pen. Um, so it kind of looks really terrible in my opinion. So there's older pen drawings like the Truncasaurus and the Lufengosaurus and the Compsognathus. Those ones were drawn in the first pens that I was using. Theirs need to be redone because it looks terrible. Uh, Ones like the Corbelidus, the Ultispinax, the Acmonistian skull, the Spinosaurus 1970, Spinosaurus 1910. There's ones are drawn in the more thicker, darker pen, which is the ones I started using more predominantly. Those ones can stay because it looks better than the old cheap pen drawings that I did. Of course, I didn't do these in pen. I did them in mechanical pencil, which is what I primarily use, and then I went over them in pen. The reason why I started doing my illustrations in pen is because when I was still in high school, um, they had the big fax and printer scanner machine things that you usually find in offices and all that. I would scan my illustrations in those, and of course it doesn't pick up pencil, so I had to do it in pen because it picks up pen. Uh, that's why they're in pen. But when I graduated from high school, I had a printer scanner that I received from a parapsychologist who worked with me at the school when I was in school, who helped me with things. She gave me her old printer because I think either I think she didn't need it no more or something like that, but she wanted to give it to me. I forget exactly why, but she knew I liked doing all that stuff, and of course she wanted to give it to me so I could use it at home.